Data on its own, especially if it's abundant, doesn't really help too much. And we have all been there. You get excited about finally having the data, and then you get overwhelmed by all of it. And then you're like, well, okay, I see the data. Is it actionable? So the most important first thing is identify the few metrics you want to start tracking. I mentioned a few of them in this discussion, and try to figure out what do you want to do with that data. What target do you want to set? What kind of actions are going to follow from it? I know it sounds very, very natural, but I have seen multiple times where people literally geek out about the data without thinking how is it going to be used. I would say that first of all, you can really evaluate your setup. I mean, by setup, I mean how is the layout of the space being utilized. So do you have enough desks? Are there meeting rooms that might be crappy and you have to refurbish them because there's very little utilization there? Your offices are thriving, but your hot desks, there's nobody there. Maybe we should do some campaigns around it. So getting visibility over the usage of your resources, of your physical resources, is the first thing I would go after. The other one would be identifying peak hours of usage. And as I said, offer external non-members access to your basically resources in non-peak hours, or run promotions, or implement kind of a dynamic pricing for those periods of time. Pricing strategy, especially with benchmarking that is kind of coming to OfficeRnD, you can see what is your pricing levels, what is the overall occupancy based on those pricing levels, where do you sit against the competition, and make optimizations based on data. Pricing, can be very tricky. It can really help you, but it can also ruin you if you don't do it right. So maybe having a little bit of data before you make such an important decision is going to help you. And last but not least, retention. We talked about it. It's very hard to retain customers, and you need to understand where's this leaky bucket leaking from. Is it specific types of memberships? Is it specific types of resources? Is there some sort of commonality, and do you understand how much, and is there a trend there? Definitely churn data is super important. I won't talk about revenue and sales. That's kind of self-explanatory, but that's I think a few of the things I would look at for data.